Masculine Mindset Show. It's Adam Skoda. Okay, I'm here with my buddy Min. He's a black belt in BJJ. Fucking legend, this guy right here. And we're going to talk about basically how to get a masculine mindset, if you will. More importantly, masculine energy. So, 5 ways to get masculine energy. And I'm going to start out with the first one. That is number one, taking courageous action. I actually wrote an article called How to Take Courageous Action. And really, I have these 5 steps laid out. That is, first off, eliminate all excuses. Second off, speed of implementation. And thirdly, it's like lean just beyond your edges and go into that discomfort willingly. And fourthly, just stop procrastinating, kind of thing. And that's, in my opinion, one of the most important qualities of being a masculine man. And really, it's like every day I've learned to eat right, eat healthy, and also go to the gym, lift weights, and wash, rinse, repeat throughout for like the past 15 years of my life. And if you can say anything about that, men, let me know, because I think that that's number one, in my opinion, taking courageous action.
Hey, I totally agree with you. That is one very important step to getting masculine energy. And just want to say hey to everybody. My name's Min. I actually go by Mike Nova on some of my other channels, The Courageous Man. But
Courageous.
yeah, I actually have a website called The Courageous Man. So I definitely agree with you on
I'll
that.
link it in the show notes. Okay.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, but everything you said, man, I actually 100% agree with you. And and just the things that you said, you probably said probably 5 there, like gym, taking courageous action, going beyond your comfort zone. I mean, all 3 of those are really awesome. For me, there's tons of things, honestly. There's 20, 30. I could probably name 20, 30 different things that could really increase your masculine energy. But for me, I think one of the biggest things for me is the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Specifically, I mean, hobbies in general are great, but specifically any martial art, or for me, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just ultimate, because you are channeling that inner energy, that inner animal inside you, and you're competing at a high level with, other men. And when you can get that competitive energy out of you, that masculine energy comes out. So
Oh yeah, that's for sure, man. And I will say, I feel that energy when I'm lifting, like deadlifting, doing really heavy squatting and bench pressing. It's like anytime you're at war with yourself, or even you're doing like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I can definitely see that. You know, honestly, I still have to really do that. Like, I really got to get on that right away. So I'm gonna do that.
yeah, man, you've been telling me
Yeah,
you're gonna do it. You gotta take your own advice, brother. Yeah, take
yeah,
some courageous action on this, man. So
courageous action. That's exactly right. So after this podcast, I'm gonna sign up for a class right away, and I'll let you know, man.
do it,
Um,
man.
and the next thing I want to say about taking courageous action is just getting rid of self-sabotage. So I I fully believe that self-sabotage is low vibrating, and this is more of like a mental type habit that I think that a lot of people do, that they don't even realize it actually kills your masculine energy. Um, I fully believe that when you self-sabotage, you're beating yourself up to the point of no return, and it's going to eliminate all of that drive and energy that you have. Like, say for example, Min, he's been doing BJJ. I'm certain that when he's done, he has no self-sabotage, and he's like a feeling like a fucking legend, and he's going to go home and feel even more incredible and take some protein. Probably, I don't know, but I'm taking a wild guess. I think that self-sabotage can really, 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 really stop any man from being that courageous warrior that all men are meant to be. And really, when you self-sabotage, you're in your head, and that gets you into analysis paralysis. That's the biggest thing that I realize is every time I go into that uh pattern, it's like, Adam, what the fuck? Get your head out of your own ass and listen to your own advice. And then I'm like, I get in that workout. I'm like, fuck yes. Now I feel a million times better. So, and I'm sure that men feels the same
Yeah,
way.
I mean,
Okay.
but by self-sabotage, you mean just having like kind of talking yourself
Yeah.
out of trying to do something, right? Like, oh, I'm not good enough to do this, or
Negative self-talk. Yeah.
yeah, or if you're thinking about going up to some girl and it's like, oh, well, she might reject me or something. Yeah, 100%. Having that type of negative thinking is going to definitely lower your masculine energy. And I think that's one of the big reasons why you and me in general, like we are very big into meditation and NLP, right? I
Yes.
know for yourself, you're huge into the NLP, neuro linguistic programming. For those who don't know what that is, basically guided meditations that are able to remove these types of self negative sabotaging thoughts that you might have in your brain, maybe because of your childhood traumas or because of how you were raised, you know, maybe your parents, your friends as you were growing up, putting these thoughts in your heads, even like teachers and certain, educational systems or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I think we both can agree on that, man. So totally 100%.
And you're next, man. What's the next way to gain masculine energy? Go for it.
Oh man, so I kind of want to piggyback off of the taking courageous action. I like and I know me and you are both familiar with Mark Singh, and he talks about the social pressure
Oh yeah.
and
That's
working
it.
your social pressure muscle, man. I don't.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know what that is, but it's basically that muscle that holds you back when you want to do something, but it's kind of like socially not acceptable, but you want to kind of push past that boundary.
Mhm.
So, for example, a lot of times, as in the coaching program that we both are familiar with, they'll have the guys go into a grocery store and lay down in an aisle for like 2 minutes, right?
Right. Right.
Just lay there.
Yeah.
People are just staring at you, and you just do it, even though
Right.
it's so fucking uncomfortable, right? But
Oh
you
yeah.
just don't do it. And basically that, in a nutshell, that's just challenging yourself, um, and putting yourself outside your comfort zone, which is something you kind of
Mental,
mentioned.
dude.
But
It's mental too. Like,
yeah,
really, if you think about it, anything uncomfortable is going to mentally push you. And gosh, I remember I think not that long ago, well maybe it was probably about like a year ago, or maybe even less than a year ago. I attended a master class with Marnie and Mark, and Mark was saying how this dude laid down in the checkout lane at Target. I was like,
um,
oh fuck yeah, that's my guy right there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah. Those of you guys listening, check out what is it? Is it Casey Campbell? I want to say he does some crazy shit on YouTube. Crazy shit. There's a lot of prank videos too. Like I'll pull up the TikTok app, and these these dudes will like fart in front of girls and just do it unapologetically. It's like, yeah, that's fucking hilarious. It's like, yeah, do it, bro. But the funny part about the social pressure exercises is it's actually a brilliant way to live in cause for the circumstances that surround you, because then you this is like really deep. I'm gonna actually, okay, when you're living in cause, it's like basically you're causing other people to react to you, and that's a good thing in terms of frame control, because you don't
Hmm.
want to be in cause. You when you live in the effect, you're blown by the whims of circumstance. But when you're in cause, it's like you're causing shit to happen. So
Oh, I like that, man. I like that analogy. I never thought of it like that. It's because that makes sense. Because the whole concept behind the frame control is that you are super steady and steadfast in your emotions.
grounded, yeah.
You're unwavering, yet the person that has the better frame or the highest frame is the one that's reacting less or least.
Hmm.
So that totally makes sense. So if you're in your frame and you're causing other people to react, that means they're going into your frame and you're leading the frame. So that
Hmm.
definitely makes sense. And definitely, and that's actually on one of my lists. Developing frame and confidence is another way to build masculine energy. Just being able to have that strong frame, not just towards women but other men too.
Absolutely. Like just walking in AMOG the shit out of everyone. No, I'm just fucking.
Hmm.
I'm just fucking around. So speaking about having a strong frame, I have this story I wanted to tell Min. In fact, I saved it for when we're going to be recording this podcast. That is, as I got this haircut, right? This protein shake. I walked into this place called Hutch, and I told her, I was like, all right, I have to use the restroom. I'll be right back. And then here's what happened when I walked out and I came out. She said, your drink is ready, and I basically said, oh, nice. Actually, I just couldn't get away from the mirror because I was looking at my haircut, and that's really a good way to live in cause. That is, you make girls laugh. So
Hmm.
the more you can
No,
make girls
100%.
laugh and not laugh. Guys, a little tip here with the girl thing. If you can make girls laugh but you don't laugh, you have a strong frame. You have a strong frame. So, all right.
Yeah, just getting any reaction too out of them, and you just keeping your face. That's such a good way to build masculine energy too. Like I remember when I was at the outdoor mall the other day, and I saw a girl sitting at a table. She had her dog with her, and she's kind of scrolling through her phone. And I just walked up to her very casually. I was like, "Hey, hey, excuse me." I was like, "So is your name Ariel, by the way?" She looks up at me. And she's like, got this look of confusion, like, "No, no, that's not me." Like she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, I think you and me, we were made for each other." And I just kind of grinned at her. I grinned at her, and that's it. Dude, her reaction was so hilarious. She looks at me, she goes, and so she starts like cracking up, and I'm just like, just keeping my cool. Like, hey, so I was like, "What's up?" So you're cute. So what's your name? And unfortunately, she hit me with a, "Oh, I have a boyfriend" or whatever. But who's unaffected. It's just the fact that I went up and did it. It's very socially uncomfortable to do that, but that's how you build masculine energy too.
Yep.
And after I did it, man, I felt fucking amazing because I know I gave this girl some experience. Like, she's talking about it with her friends, like for the, probably for the week, for the month. She's gonna remember that for the rest of her life. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing
Ha-
the other day.
have you ever done the boyfriend destroyer comment? That is, so what's it like to be in the perfect relationship? Have you ever tried that?
Oh no, you know what? I've been wanting to try that. I've been hearing a couple people talk about that. I think Mark talked about it once.
Yeah.
But actually, yes, actually last night I went out and there was this couple, and I heard a podcast from Mark a couple days ago, but basically there was a guy and a girl kind of like talking to each other. They were kind of vibing, and I just wanted to be social, so I go up to the guy and I'm like, I go up to them like, "Hey," I'm like, "So are you guys together? Are you guys boyfriend girlfriend?" And the guy's like, "No." He's like, "No, no, no." I'm like, "Oh." He's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, I really like your energy. I like the energy you guys have." And it really disarmed the guy, because usually if you go up into a couple like that, they kind of like, they don't like the energy or people disturbing them. But I was like, "Yeah, I think you guys have really good energy." And the guy you could just tell he dropped his guard, and he's like, "Oh, no, no, like thanks, but no, we're not together." And then that's a good way to kind of filter out if the girl's single, if like she's available or not too. So then you can.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
want to go off on
yeah.
it. I don't want to go off on a tangent here in terms of like approaching girls, but that's another, is a good way to break the ice, and then also you can kind of tell if the girl's single or not.
Exactly. We will touch upon that towards the end, but yeah, that's a great point. Did you say the one that we were on? It was like you. I was okay. So we said taking courageous action, and then you
Hmm.
said BJJ. I said no self
BJJ,
sabotage.
yeah.
No, and
And
then
I kind of piggybacked off of your social pressure.
right, right. Okay, so we're on the fourth one. I think you're next.
Right, man. I have so many, but I'm trying to think what's like the biggest one. Also one hobby I actually wanted to talk about is dancing, especially like partner dancing, like salsa, or you can do swing dancing. But the reason why I like this hobby a lot, and I think it builds a lot of masculine energy, is because you're forced to dance
You
with,
have to lead the woman.
yeah, you're leading the woman, and usually you're dancing with a very feminine woman. Like the women that dance are very feminine. You can tell by when they go out, they're all dressed up, they got their heels on, they got their tight dresses, and you can just feel the energy. And then when you're dancing with them, that pure feminine energy, just something about it brings out the masculine energy from you if you're leading them. So I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's one. I think that's one really, really good
dude. I'm
hobby that.
I'm having these memories come back of when I was in Emily's old apartment, and we would just dance, and I was always leading, and it would always
Mm,
lead to
yeah, hundred
having
percent,
having sex. So
100%.
yeah, that's beside the point. But
It builds up so much sexual tension too.
oh
Like
yeah, it
if
does.
if you're doing it with the right person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I want to lead
And
up.
actually, so that wasn't really. I guess I don't know if that was really one because that goes back on like hobbies and BJJ kind of. But since we ended off that, I want to go into maybe one thing that is a different way to build the masculine energy, but it's embracing your sexuality. And
Yes,
I think that a lot of guys, they're kind of scared of their sexual. I don't know if it's from like childhood or trauma, or like they're taught to not, be sexual, or
they think it's
hide
creepy.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think it's creepy, but if you can really embrace your sexuality, like that will, I think that will really help develop your masculine energy too, because just when you have that, like that true sexual tension between a man and a woman, it's like that femininity really brings out the
Oh,
masculine in you. Yeah,
oh yeah, yeah.
you know.
110%, dude. It's every every time I I remember I was also camping. It was like last year. Dude, there was this one time where Emily got really nervous that she heard something in the woods, and then that was immediate. Like we went into our traditional gender roles, and we embraced that entire night. And it was like a lot of people don't, there's a ton of this woke movement going on out there where they think, oh, it you shouldn't have uh fuck. Basically, what they say is you you're being rude to feminine energy, and there's toxic masculinity, but like really, if you really think about it, it's very healthy to embrace your sexuality, that is, if you know what you're doing, kind of thing. Because a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
guys, they think it's toxic, and it's like, no. In case if you are listening, I want you to fucking listen to me. It's not toxic. That is, if you know what the fuck you're doing, and you're embracing your masculine instincts, and you're putting her into her feminine energy, that is in the right way, and you seduce her in a way that's like fucking hot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And all women want to be seduced, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not. Every single
Yeah.
woman wants to be seduced by a masculine man that has a masculine
Hmm.
mindset. And it's 110%. Yeah, I love that. Great choice, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, man. A lot. It's overlooked sometimes because there is like you said, there is a fine line to having good sexual energy and embracing your sexuality, because you can, if you're not, what's the word, like calibrated with it can turn into like very creepy
Hmm.
to, especially if you're trying to do it with a girl that's not, not really into you. You have to do it at the right time, at the right place. You can't just be like a creep. And when I say embrace your sexuality, don't, be going out to the nightclub and be like, oh, well, I'm going to just be sexual with this girl that I just met. Like,
Right,
you can't do that.
right,
It has
right,
to be
right.
done at the right time, at the right place, with the right frequency, the right body language, tone of voice. Like, there's something that you got to develop over time.
You gotta,
But
yeah, you gotta
yeah,
escalate when the emotions are high.
exactly.
That is when
Hmm.
she's laughing, just shove your tongue down her throat. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Uh, so the last one I want to say is leading, leading,
Mm.
and that dawned on me because when you were talking about the dancing, that is, I think that's a great way to end that list because we went through five. Yeah, it was taking
Hmm.
courageous action, and then you were saying BJJ, which by the way,
Like BJJ/hobbies, that's like, I think
yeah,
that's.
I'm going to sign up immediately after this podcast because I've got to. I've actually, to be real with you, Min, I've been studying NLP because I'm gonna. I told Mark this already, but this is a side tangent. I'm gonna be an NLP practitioner. Yeah. So
Dude, I'm actually very interested in that too. So maybe we'll connect and we can like share like what the process is for that and stuff. But I'm very interested in becoming like NLP certified
yeah,
too. So
yeah. So that's kind of what's been going on with me lately, and also, um, to wrap on what I was saying, we talked about courageous action, BJJ hobbies, and then I said no self sabotage, and then you said fuck, I have the
no,
memory.
no, there was the social pressure,
Yes, social pressure. Yep.
yeah, and then the sexuality, embracing your sexuality.
We totally over delivered for our
Yeah,
listeners.
man.
I love it. I
But
love it.
there's so many more too. But yeah, those are five really good ones. So I think that's.
Leading, I think, is a good one to wrap
Oh
on.
yeah, leading. Also, yeah. So that's
Is
six.
super fucking important. I really think that when you lead women, it immediately wakes them up and they're like, oh, this guy's alpha, kind of thing. And that's immediately what tells them, like, damn, this guy knows his worth. He knows what he's doing. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's confident. He's certain in himself. He has good body language. And fuck, is that attractive. Guys, if you're listening, take note here. Leading is, in my opinion, really one of the most important on this entire list. I mean, um, I, I just think that leading is so fucking key. I remember when I was leading fitness classes and I would, I would honestly get so many more checkouts when I was leading the
Hmm.
fitness classes. It was like, damn, okay, these chicks are thirsty. But it's
Yeah.
like it's so fucking attractive when you can lead. Do anything leading. Did you ever teach like a BJJ class or something, man?
Women want a leader, man. Women, I mean, I think if you look at just even history, it's like women, if you ask women what they want in a man, it's like probably not one of their top three choices, like a leader.
Yeah.
So 100%. And there's times, I mean, I've taught a couple classes, like kids classes. I did teach a beginners class once, but it's on top of what you're saying, there's also a term called mentoring, which is kind of similar. It is basically what you do is I've had girls be like, "Oh, like show me something, show me a move or teach me something," and then I'll do that, and then you can tell like as you're teaching them, it's like you can just tell they're like they're getting attracted to you as you're teaching them in the moment. You can just see it in their eyes. They're like, "Oh, that's so cool." And I've done that with dancing too, like salsa dancing. A lot of girls don't know how to dance, and I'm just like, "Oh, don't worry, like I'll teach you the basic step, and I'll go out there and we'll dance for a couple minutes, and you can just tell they're just having a good time, and you can just tell it's building that attraction. So
I remember I was teaching my girlfriend how everyone on social media gets it all wrong when they try to be higher status. And she was asking me, Adam, how do you be higher status? I'm like, Emily, everything you see on social media is false. Money is a false status signal. And the reason why I say that is because when when people think that money is high status, that's not the same. Like if you've read the book Evolution of Desire, Dr. David Buss says
Hmm.
status and possession of resources are two separate qualities. And I was telling Emily, it's like, no, that's not the case. Like you've what I was telling Emily is here's what's high status. It's when you're not saying a word. It's not the words you say, it's the context
Hmm.
over the content. If
Yep.
you're trying to be higher status, you're really being low status. Because if you're trying to be higher status, it's like, oh, you're being try hard. If you're a high status dude, you shouldn't even have to try to be higher status. You should just show it through your own actions. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
and that's really a good way, a good example of mentoring, as Min was just saying. So I just wanted to
Hmm.
bring that up. And yeah, so I wanted to briefly touch upon game and social dynamics, and I wanted to ask Min here, what is your favorite type of game? Is it day game? Is it night game? Is it social circle game? Is it there's also
Uh,
go
honestly, I think social circle game would probably be my. I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's definitely probably one of the easiest to navigate because you already have some type of like social status, and social status is attractive to women, you know.
yeah,
And if you're already part of that social circle, um, it's a good thing because a lot of people will know you. Especially like for me, like I'm in the dance community, the salsa community, and I already have kind of an established presence there. So when a lot of new girls will come in, immediately it's like, oh, like they'll know me from friends or talking to other people or you know whatever. However, it's just like there's a link. You have a link to other people, and then it links to other people too. So I think that's the easiest. Day game and night game are fun also, and then also the dating apps. I've had a pretty good amount of success with, but I would probably say social circle game.
yeah, that one's definitely a good one. I was set up with a friend years ago through social circle game before Emily, and she really wasn't my cup of tea kind of thing. So I was like, hey, kick rocks kind of thing. So it's eh, she wasn't really a good kisser. You ever just kiss a girl and she's like, no.
Oh, mm, yeah, man. Trust me. I think a lot of us have been there.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's got a bad one.
it's
Like,
funny because one of well one of Mark's lines like, oh well, you must be a bad kisser, huh? You must do the jackhammer tongue maneuver, right? Where she's like, ah, 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 ah. And it's funny when he says that because literally it brings me back to a girl I met before, and then she literally did that. She had that exact mannerism when she kissed.
hmm.
Dude, it was so bad.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, that's my experience with social circle game.
So what's your favorite then?
I would say night game hands down.
Hmm.
So I do
Any any cool stories you can share about the night game?
years
I'm
ago.
sure you have it. Yeah.
Years ago, one of my buddies. Honestly, I don't really drink a lot, like hardly at all. And what happened was my friend was drinking, and it was the funniest shit that honestly I could not stop laughing. My buddy Will, he walked into the woman's bathroom from drinking too much Christmas ale. And I thought that was hilarious. And also he's like, dude, that they they thought that some some dude came into the bathroom. It was just really awkward, but like I laughed so hard I couldn't even keep myself contained at that point. It was just like, Will, why would you walk into the woman's bathroom? And then there was that time where, oh holy shit, this is a really crazy story actually. That is when I was at a booty bar, a dancer that was giving me a dance. Oh god, I can't believe I'm actually about to say this on a podcast. Holy shit. Okay, I'm just gonna go there. She she basically put put my hand on her private area because it was a VIP dance. There was some crazy shit going down. I'm like,
Damn.
there's gotta be some prostitution going on in booty bars. But yeah, it's all good, man. Thinking back on it, I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not gonna do that again.
That's funny. That bathroom story actually reminds me of something that happened did with my girlfriend at the time. Like I had to use the bathroom, but all the stalls were taken. So I wanted to do like a little social pressure thing. So I oh no, so me and her no no, so we went to the girls' bathroom because the guys' bathroom was taken. So me and her go into the girls' bathroom stall, and then as we're in there, like four girls walk in the girls' bathroom. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, we're both in this stall, you know? I don't remember why we went in there too. Maybe we were making out or something, or maybe some maybe some sick duck was happening. I don't remember. But they walk in, and in my head I'm like, oh shit, I don't want them like thinking like I'm in here for get kicked out of the club. So I just make up something on the fly. I'm like, all right, pretend you're sick. So I go this. So I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, baby, are you okay? Like, you done throwing up? Are you done throwing up? And then I walk out. I'm like, hey, sorry guys. Like, my girlfriend's just really, really fucking drunk. I had to take her in here and take care of her. And then they're all like, oh no, it's cool. Don't worry about it. So like, we get
Oh,
out
that's
in the
funny.
bathroom, and it just reminded me of that story because you said your friend went in the bathroom. I did the same thing, and it could have ended up badly, but
He had too much
thought my
Christmas
way out
ale.
of it. Yeah.
Too much Christmas ale. My time left here is running low, but hey, dude, that was some good stories. We can actually do another podcast here on entertaining these guys and talking about ways to get a masculine mindset, and also tell some more hilarious stories of basically bathroom stall stories.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So about 4 minutes left, you guys. If there's anything you want to wrap on, Min, I just want to say something really quick. That is, you guys, you can find my free ebook, Hilarious Lines and Evil Cold Reads for Massive Attraction, on my website. That is, you gotta enter your email, and you'll get it for free, and you'll get emails from me. That is, I basically tell you guys a lot of fun field reports. And if you want to do your plug for a courageous man, go for it.
Cool. Thanks for having me on, Adam. This was a lot of fun, and I encourage all the listeners out there to really take heed of what we talked about. Definitely building that masculine energy will make
Yeah,
you feel better. Not only make you feel better, it's going to give you more confidence, and
exactly. I was gonna say the
it'll
same
help
thing.
you. Yeah, and it'll help you get girls. You know what I mean, like honestly, some of the stuff that we teach and we learn about, like routines and techniques, it's like, man, some of that, if you can just build your core and your frame and you have confidence, like a lot of times you don't even need that stuff, you know, because you have such a good masculine frame.
Yeah, 110%.
Yeah.
Women can feel it in their bones when you're
Hmm.
masculine. It turns them on so much. And that's really the whole idea behind me getting that NLP certification. That is, I'm going to teach guys how to be polarizing in their masculinity. So let's go.
Cool. Yeah, and if you want to look me up, you can find me at thecourageousman.com. That's about it for me.
Awesome. As I'm reading Min's shirt, it says alpha on it. That's a good way to begin the pod.
It is, man.
All right. Peace out.
All right, buddy.
You have an awesome rest of your day, everyone. I hope you got a lot of value out of this podcast, and I want you to take courageous action. Don't forget that.
Do it. And Adam, tell me about that BJJ after you're done. All right, buddy.
Absolutely, I will.
All right, man.